Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, salute to Drew Nation, and shout out to the GCVs. Let's get right into it. Look, set boundaries with enablers who are in approval of your abuse because they will make it their job to trigger you if they have narc traits. Let's have it. Yo, if you don't set boundaries with enablers, they're going to reinforce the toxicity from the toxic people in your life that you know and that they know is a narcissistic person. Enablers aren't the narcissistic person directly, but they have narcissistic traits. They may not be full blown, but this is still a toxic individual. All right. They may be the type of person that just sits back and just lets toxic things take place. They they don't basically they turn a blind eye to toxic behavior. These are the types of people that will sit there and let you fall into a trap instead of warning you and telling you that, hey, you should watch out for these certain things in this type of individual. So when you are becoming aware of people being toxic, and all you know is that, okay, this person acts like this. If I don't see this type of behavior in other people, then I should be safe. They should be okay. Bam, bam. Wrong. Wrong, Leroy. What you'll realize is that there are people who won't stand against toxic behavior, but they'll be low key for it. All right, so you have to watch out for enablers. They are low key for toxic behavior. They're the type of people that will laugh after you leave. They're the type of people that will sit there and watch you go through something, watch you struggle, act like they don't know what's going on, and then as soon as you dip, as soon as you leave, they're laughing, they're cracking up. They find it funny that they just watched you go through everything you just had to go through. All right, so you have to set boundaries with these types of people. They will bring up things from your past. They'll bring up the behavior from the toxic person that you're trying to avoid. Like, say you're at work and your manager is toxic, or one of the people at your job is toxic. This person is not there today, or they're working in another department. But you have people at your job that see every day you have to go through some type of BS game with this person, right? Where you have to keep your cool, you have to not react. All right, it's obvious to everyone that this person's taking out how they feel on you, and you're fighting it to the best of your ability to keep your job. But you'll have people who will ask you, "Is everything all right with between you and them? Are you okay? You guys on good terms?" Just straight up gaslighting you because they know that there's a problem between you two, and everybody at the job knows it, that there's an issue between you and this person, but they're low key taking jabs at you because they're on the side of the other person, the narcissistic person. They're just enablers. They really don't care what happens to you. These are people who are low vibrational people as well. They're people who are have low to no empathy as well. They may not cause you to have any problems in life, but they're not going to not want to see anything good happen to you. So they're basically just evil people that just don't participate. They got the same thoughts, the same intentions, right? They'll gossip, they'll still talk about you, laugh about you, say bad things about you, smear you, things like that, but they won't necessarily take place in causing you evil directly. So you definitely got to set boundaries with these people. When people come into your life and try to talk to you about certain things that they know you're trying to avoid, certain things they know you're not trying to talk about, you have to ignore these people. You got to ignore their antics. They're gonna come into your life and try to play games with you, and they're gonna try to act like you don't know what they're talking about. They're gonna try to act like they don't know what you're talking about. Everybody's gonna act like they don't know what's going on between you and whoever, and this could be in any type of situation. You could be in a relationship with someone and their family act like this to you. You could be at work and then other coworkers act like they don't even see what's going on between you and this person. I've had situations, similar experiences like this as well, where you're working with people and people know that this person is one of the most difficult people to be around, but they act like this person is not doing anything because they're not taking it out on them. That's why. That's why they're able to coexist with this person, because this person is not taking out how they feel on them. So they could turn a blind eye to it. It's not happening to me. I don't see anything. Don't ask, don't tell policy. I don't see nothing. All right, I don't see nothing. So you have to set boundaries. You have to set boundaries with people like this because they're fake, and you can't have fake people in your life, because what these fake people will do is, enablers are also flying monkeys, because enablers, you'll think that they're cool, and what they'll do is they'll come to you, smooth talk you, get all up in your business, and they'll take your information back to the head narcissist, the person that knows the voodoo, that knows the witchcraft, that knows how to cast the spells, and they'll pray against you, and they'll take the information and all the new good things that this person found out about you, all the good things that you told them, all your ambitions and all the positive things that you got going on. Now that you done left this narcissist and you got away from them, what they'll do is they'll go back and tell this person. So now this person has all this firepower and all this all this information to use against you, to pray against. All right, they know what to pray against. They know what to pray to the what do they call them? The arch demons. All right, there's archangels, there's arch demons. All right, these people are praying to arch demons to come into your life to cause havoc and to try to cause destruction on your plans, on your dreams, etc. All right, so you have to be careful, and this is why you have to you got to set boundaries with people, and you can't let people know what you're up to and what you're doing. All right, so once you start to see enable behavior in folks, in certain people, you got to cut them off. All right, because just someone saying the same name can trigger the same response as you seeing the person. And if this person causes you to have bad health issues and stress, just you hearing this person's name is enough. If you have PTSD, because that's what PTSD is. It's like a flashback of a negative situation, and your body has the same response to it as when it originally took place and when it happened. And when you have PTSD, when you keep going over that same response and keep putting yourself around that same negative energy, you're never freeing yourself from being able to have anything different. You're going to keep having the same response as long as you're around the same person. And it's basically like going to battle and going to war every day and expecting to not have a battle scar or a battle wound. Like when you deal with narcissistic people, they say it's basically the same thing as like somebody going to war. All right, so if you are a survivor of this type of abuse, you're basically similar to a war veteran, because you're able to fight up against these types of people and their negative behavior and not be taken out. Even if you've been knocked down, even if you've been had to lay down, even if you've been put down for a couple of days and you still got back up, you healed up, you healed your war wounds. This is war. This is a fight, and this is why you have to set boundaries with these kinds of people, because if you don't, they'll come into your life and they'll cause havoc for you, and they'll make your life a living hell, basically, because they don't want to see anything good come into your life. They don't want to see anything good happen for you. And they're basically just as bad as the narcissist. They're just hiding it. They're more covert about it. All right. And if it's a covert narcissist, they're double covert. So the enablers are real slick and real slimy and real snaky, because they don't act out at like the narcissist will. All right. These are the people that just sit back and watch everything, and they're okay with the negative, evil behavior. They don't have nothing to say about it. So when you set boundaries with these types of people, you are setting yourself up to be protected and to be safe, and to not have yourself exposed. All right, because they will make it their job to trigger you, and they want to trigger you. All right, these people only come into your life to trigger you. They come into your life to try to cause you to remember what this person did to you. They think it's funny. They think it's a game, because you have to remember, these are the types of people that talk about you behind your back, and when you're not around, they laugh at you, and they have all types of bad, evil, jacked up, messed up things to say about you. But these are the same people who can't look you in the eye but smile in your face when they're in your presence. So you gotta watch these types of people, man. Um, like, woe unto those who call evil good and good evil. These are the types of people that call evil good and good evil. All right, these are these types of people. All right, and woe be unto them. They're still going to suffer the same fate as the narcissistic person, because this person is necessarily trying to lead you into a trap. They're not going to do anything, but they're going to cause you to basically, they'll dig the pit for you to fall into. They'll help you fall into it. They'll push you into it. Hey, look, or they'll dig the ditch for you, and the narcissistic person will push you in it. But either way, the enabler definitely plays a part in your abuse. So if you know any enablers, if you just got out of any narcissistic relationships, if you just separated yourself from any narcissistic people, and basically, if you don't know what an enabler is by now, by watching this whole entire video, an enabler is someone who will try to come into your life and pose themselves as the friend of your enemy. You cannot have a friend who is friends with your enemy. It does not work. There's no such thing as having your friend being a friend of somebody who's an enemy to you. If you are friends with someone who is friends with someone who does not like you, you're friends with a secret enemy. And you have to get that person out of your life ASAP, because that person is only pretending. All right. They're pretending friending. All right. They're only friending you because they're pretending to you. They're only pretending you. They're pretending to be your friend. They're faking you. They're lying to you. This person is snaking you. All right. They're playing you straight up to your face. And people do these kinds of things, but because you don't have that in you, it's hard for you to see that in other people. It's hard for you to think that that actually exists, but it does. And this is why it's good to read the Bible, because the Bible makes you aware of these kinds of people. All right, you have to be aware of people that don't want you to read that book. All right, you're smart enough to not be to know that, to take it for what it's worth, but you're also not going to allow anybody to deter you from absorbing the knowledge and the wisdom that it has. All right, because that book can change your life, and that's the major book that can change your life in the most right, perfect way. All right, and a lot of other books take information from this book. All right, there's really not one book that doesn't have any information that you can't find in it in the Bible per se, as far as like how to like make yourself a better person, or to do something good or righteous. All right, so if that's the path that you're on, and you're trying to change your life for the better, and it's something positive you want to do, you have to watch out for enablers, because these are people who will try to bring you back into the same behavior that you were into in the past. All right. There are unfortunately some people who don't want to see you make progress. So some people will try to stress you out. They'll try to cause certain amounts of stress in your life for you to slide back or backslide into certain behavior that you were into in the past. All right. They will try to set you up to fail, basically. All right. So enablers are people who want to see you fail. There are people who don't have a problem seeing you do bad. There are people who will call you the first second they know something is going wrong in your life. And there are people who will run as far from here to Japan when they hear good news about you. All right, these are the people who will cut you off when you have good things to say about you. These are people who will be like, "Yo, static, can't hear you," when you have something something good to tell them over the phone. "Oh, I gotta go. Something important came up. I'm out." You just hit the lottery, or you just graduated, or you just got a new promotion, and they don't want to hear it. But when you lost your job that day, or when you couldn't pay your student loans, or when your car broke down, God forbid, they were the first one to call you, not help you, but just to call you and talk to you, just to hear your negative story. So you have to watch out for enablers. These are people who are trying to bring on the pain. All right, these are people who are not healed themselves. These are people who enjoy other people's misery. All right. They enjoy seeing other people do bad. They really don't want to see anybody do good because they're not doing good. All right. So they will try to make you do as bad as them. All right. There's people out there like that. People just don't want to see other people do good. It's not a lot of people out there that want to see people do good. So if you're one of them, definitely pat yourself on the back, all right? Because you'll have people out there that say they want to see you win, but they really don't. And you have to watch out for fake people who are trying to enable you into thinking that you're not that you're the problem when you're not the problem, because that's another thing enablers will do. They'll try to make you think that the other person is right and you're wrong. People will come into your life just to reinforce what the narcissist was doing and make you think that you messed up and you need to go apologize to someone and you need to go make things right with this person, but this person is the one that is should be apologizing to you and trying to make things right with you. All right, when you have people who are disrespecting you and blatantly disregarding what you're going through just so they can have a relationship with someone else, or just because they have a relationship with someone else, when people are enabling you and gaslighting you, that's a terrible combination. All right, this person is a snake, and this person is just as bad as a narcissistic person. So you have to cut all these types of people out your life, narcissistic people and enablers, because enablers aren't any good and they're just as bad. All right, so enablers, they come off as good people. They come off as like a savior type of person. They come off as like good people. They'll smile at you. They you think they have a good vibe because you don't see them really doing anything, but these are the people who are, they're really really severely like covert. They got this covert thing down packed. They really just don't participate in too much behavior. But as far as what I've experienced with them, as far as what I know with them, is they will try to like coax you into certain things. They'll try to get you to do certain things you have no business doing. They'll try to get you to be certain places you have no business being, and other people will be there, and you'll get around them, and the people will still be behaving the same way, and then they'll be like, oh, you want to blame this person for how you feel, and you're blaming this person, and they'll put it all on you and try to make it your fault when it's not your fault. So you have to be careful around people that are trying to make you guilty and keep trying to constantly blame you for things for their behavior. Those are people who are trying to manipulate you and control you and trying to make you feel bad about yourself. They want to lower your vibration, and they want you to come around just so they could put you down and they could feel better about themselves in your presence. All right. There are people who call you around specifically just so they could feel above you, and they'll all covertly be in on it. It'll all be a game. All right, there'll be what's the word? It'll be a whole bunch of innuendos. It'll be a whole bunch of inside jokes. It'll be a whole bunch of that. Everybody will be laughing, and you'll be the one confused trying to figure out what's funny. So you definitely need to set boundaries with people like that, because people like that don't deserve your time. They're not worth your time, and they're going to waste your time. And you don't want anybody that's not worth your time to earn your time. People that aren't worth your time should not earn your time. All right, we give people our time out of our good graces because we're related to them. We've known them our whole life. They live near us. We went to school with them. We work with them. We have the same job. It's like you can set boundaries with people. If you don't want people if you don't want anything more to do with people than working with them, that's okay. That person's going to have to deal with that. And don't let this person's attitude fool you or trick you out of, or try to put fear in you to not set your boundary. Even if you're afraid, set your boundary, because that fear will leave, and it will be replaced with courage because the respect you get from the person. You think you're afraid, but it's just a feeling that you have for never exercising your ability to set boundaries or being taught to set them. So what you have to do is, even though you're afraid, you still got to set that boundary anyway, and you have to cut these people off, and cut them off anyway, regardless of how you feel, regardless of the job, regardless of how they're going to treat you the next day or afterwards, or regardless of how people are going to look at you from now on. You have to cut them off, and they can't be a part of your life because they're just going to try to make it miserable, and they're just going to try to ruin it for you and waste your time, and basically just cause you to have just cause you to be in hell. All right, they hate for you to inherit the kingdom of God, because as a chosen one, that's what your rightful heir is, to inherit the kingdom of God, because you're believing in God, you're a focused person, you're taking up your craft, you're perfecting your skills, you're a positive man or woman, and you're seeking the kingdom, you're going within, making yourself better, becoming a better person, um, uh, being the best person that you could be, and you're believing in yourself, you believe in what the Bible said, where it said where you could do what Jesus did and greater. And when you do things like that, there are going to be people who try to come up against you, and the devil's going to use them to stop that, because that's a very bold statement to say, I could do what Jesus did and greater. And that's what the Bible says we can do. And when you believe in that, there are going to be forces, satanic evil forces, that come up against you and try to stop that. And it's going to be in a manifestation of narcissists and enablers and energy vampires. All right, because these are people who set themselves up to be used by the devil, because they're possessed entities, to try to stop and be opposition to God's chosen, when they're on their path to righteousness and success, and doing the things that they're supposed to be doing with their life, with their God-given abilities, because everybody's got them, but not everybody wants to use them, because they are in fear of how other people are going to treat them, how other people are going to look at them. Oh, you think you're better than us, type of thing, when all you're doing is being better than yourself. All you're doing is competing with the person that you were yesterday. That's all you're doing, because you don't want to sit around. You don't want to be, and you don't want to be the same person that you were last month. You don't want to have the same miserable life. You don't want to have a life filled with hate or misery or sadness. Are you're the type of person that likes to improve and fix things. You don't like to just sit around with problems and just lull in your problems. People think you like to do that, but it's the total opposite. You actually are working towards solving problems and coming up with solutions. But because people are problematic and don't want solutions for their problems, they want to blame you and cause you for their problems. And because they're blaming you for their problems and not finding solutions, and you're finding solutions, they try to make you the problem. All right, and as if you can understand that, if you were able to pick up what I just put down by saying that, all right, you are a person that makes them realize they have problems and they don't want to find a solution to it, so they try to make you their problem, because they don't want to figure out their problem. They just want to hide the problem and act like it doesn't exist. But you're someone who deals with their problems, so when you get around other people who don't, people will feel some type of way about that. All right, they're going to see that on you, because they're going to see that self-correction in you. That's what the Bible means when it talks about being upright. All right, you're constantly working on yourself and making changes to be upright. All right, so and that's all we can do. But enablers will definitely try to stop that. They'll do anything they can do to get in between that. They're just as bad as the narcissist. They'll try to set you up, waste your time, get you involved in meaningless activities. All right, when you should be working on things, when you should be focused, they'll try to eat up your time, get your attention focused on other things, and they'll try to manipulate you. Say you don't want to spend time with them. Say you don't want to be around them. Say you don't care about them. Say all you do is care about yourself. You're selfish, when really you have something that you're supposed to be doing, and they see that and they know that. It's just that they don't have anything that they would like to do, so they're going to feel some type of way and take that out on you, while you go work on what it is you're supposed to be working on. They're going to blame you because they haven't figured out what it is that they're supposed to be doing, or they have and they just don't believe in themselves, kind of thing. All right, so you believe in yourself, so people aren't going to always take kindly to that. Some people are going to have an issue with that. Some people are not going to like you because of that. It's going to give you a level of confidence that's going to intimidate some people. And when you have that level of confidence and you use it freely, regardless of how it makes other people feel, they're going to take that, you making them feel intimidated, as an offense. They're going to be offended by that. And that's how, just by being yourself and just by choosing to be great and go after your goals and dreams, you create enemies unknowingly, because there are people who are focused on you and all this energy they see you with, because you're believing in yourself. And that's a very powerful force where you feel you could do anything and actually create the results you want. So now that draws a lot of unwanted attention, to where now people want to stop that if they feel they have the power to do so. They're like, oh, I'm more powerful than him. I'm stronger than him. I could stop that. I could make that not happen. But you'll have people like that. All right. But they just don't know that they're terribly mistaken. That's the only thing. They just don't know that they're terribly mistaken. All right. So I don't need to make this message any longer than it has to be. Everybody hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. It's been another DrewTube special. Shout out to the chosen vessels. I'll see each and every vessel in the next video. Peace. We out.